initially when they say Kurt Russell's going to play Ego, the Living Planet, how did they pitch that to you?
Oh, it was just, well, it was really interesting because I was doing publicity for, this for Hateful Eight, for Tarantino's movie. And all of a sudden, one day it was like phone calls and people in the street. I mean, really, people saying, "Are you going to be Peter Quill's dad? Are you going to do Guardians of the Galaxy?" And I literally was like, I don't know what they're talking about. I hadn't seen Guardians of the Galaxy.
So this was all speculation at this
point.
Yeah,
it was nothing. It was like, and it happens from time to time, but not with the size of that. Anyway, so when I read the script, I said I need to see the movie. I saw the movie, and within like 6, 7, 8 minutes watching Chris, I said, I see why this is a good match. And then I read a script again, and I just said, well, we just need to talk a few things out. I just want to make sure that I've got the right take on it here and what I'm understanding. And I got enough of it to where I said, yeah, this is a great opportunity. So when you're going to play Ego, the Living Planet, you've made yourself up, you've created your own existence, and you go to Earth and decide you want to look like Kurt Russell. You know what I mean? And you're going to make other choices too. I thought that was funny, and I look, it struck my sense of humor. It also struck my sense of emotion with the fact that here's a young man who's never seen his father, and a father who's never got to meet his son, and they really want to do this. And when they get together finally, you've created this person in your mind that they match up to in many ways, and in some ways they're not it, and in other ways they vastly exceed it, and it's all over the place.
Yeah. It's so funny because you mentioned that, and I remember when you were doing Hateful Eight, I saw the fan art of you on the planet's face that somebody had made, so I found it pretty crazy. Talk to me about the 1980s Kurt that we got to see in the beginning of the film. How was that process?
I just assumed, like everybody else, we'd do the newest, greatest thing. But on the set, they like it when you can get as young as you can in terms of what you can do with makeup and hair. I saw Dennis Lidger and I have done 28 movies together. My first movie with him was Tango and Cash. He really knows my face, and he really knows how to do it. And he knew me back then. And he said, "Hey guys, you know what? Before we do the dots and everything, let me just play with this for a second. I got some tricks up my sleeve." And he said, well, "Whatever you can do to get him closer is going to be helpful." And I looked in the mirror when he was done, and I was like, "Wow, that's kind of unbelievable." I can certainly see how they're going to be able to just with digital, with all their magic, whatever it is they do. I've been told they didn't do a whole lot of that. They didn't do much digital. They just did a little brush up, clean up on a couple of things, but it's pretty much what Dennis Lidger did. And then you work with that. It's like when I did Elvis, it's one thing to do it when you're rehearsing it, but now when you get in hair and makeup and wardrobe, those are big things for me.
Sure.
They put me in the mood. It changed. That's when things begin to go. That's when the deception begins to happen, and you begin to go, whoa. And if you play with it right, you get an amazing result sometimes. And I wasn't surprised. I saw the movie, and when I saw the movie, it was like, yeah, I saw that on the day. They didn't really do a whole lot. A little bit of thing here and there once in a while. Actually, I look a little older than I thought I was going to. But when my two sons, Wyatt and Boston, were watching the screening of it that we saw, they were like, oh my God. And I thought to myself, it is amazing what you can do if you know what you're doing with makeup.
You've done a huge property like the Fast and Furious franchise and obviously Guardians of the Galaxy. What are the chances you'll be returning to the Fast and the Furious franchise for Part 9?
Well, all my life I've never been one much for sequels and stuff. Sure. I did it one time with Escape from L.A. and then Escape from L.A., which was from Escape from New York 17 years earlier. But we live in a different time now. We live in a time when that's the norm. Mm-hmm. I have nothing against, never had anything against it. It's just that I think each time, what I think they've learned now is you can't just throw a sequel out there because you did good business. You have to go after it. Sure. You got to go after it to make it even better. Puts more pressure on you. That I like. That I think is a challenge. And every time you look at what it is, and if you like it, if you think it's got, if there's reason to do it, you do it. If there's not, you don't.